is Daniel Springston, and I am the Youthworks coordinator for Idaho Youth Ranch. In Youthworks, we have a 8-week training program for youth where they go through a job internship. So youth will apply through our online website or in person. We review their application, schedule interviews, sit down, ask them some questions, see if they're a great candidate. Ideally, we try not to say no to any youth that's interested in joining the program. The youth come to us from many different areas and different backgrounds. We have a lot of youth that it's their first time job and they have no skills and no one will hire them because they don't have any experience. We have some youth that have been trying to find a job and aren't getting calls back. We have youth that simply want to help their families. We take time to sit down with each youth one-on-one and try to identify areas that we know they need to grow in. Each youth is different, they all have a different learning curve, and it takes a week or two to really narrow down what that is that we really want to help them with. Any of the issues that we do identify, we also work with the stores and the managers who are also mentoring them while they're in the locations. And we follow up just to see how they're doing, see if they need any extra support, make sure they're going to be successful and that they feel that they've achieved something throughout this program. Confidence, building that confidence so when they leave our program, they feel more confident about going out into the world, finding a job and knowing they can keep it, knowing what to expect. So one of the workshops we do is the financial literacy, where we want to prepare them for what they're going to need to know when it relates to a job and taking that next step in life. So how to read a pay stub, the importance of budgeting when you're young and learning those processes, how to fill out your tax forms. And so when they go to do all that, they're not lost and confused. Reliability is one of the biggest things I try to teach them throughout this whole program. They'll hear me say that probably over 100 times throughout the workshops and check-ins, because we want to really instill that concept of reliability as half the battle. Show up, do the job, participate, and it will take you a long ways. So when a youth graduates out of the program, they become part of our alumni. They get access to our alumni scholarships, financial support programs, they get their resumes built, and a lot of them want to try to stay on at the store. We have partners with some other companies that will come in and talk to the youth for other job opportunities and try to help them start that career path of wherever it might be. And we follow back up with them through our alumni department and myself to refine those resumes, to practice again for an interview. I had one call me, was about 3 weeks ago, was trying to get on at Burger King. And so I went down to the Burger King she was applying at and brought them a reference letter and talked to the manager, and that next Monday they hired her. So those little things, we stay that support for them to try to help them know that somebody cares. So when I came into the program, we were serving mostly maybe about 30 kids a year, and I really wanted to grow this program and outreach to all the locations throughout the state. And we've successfully gone all the way to Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls and Idaho Falls and really expanded our reach to help youth all over the state of Idaho. So the Youthworks program is ever evolving. As we see the need and changes, refining the program, change is always good, and that's something we want to teach the kids also, is to adapt to change. And the program itself is always adapting and changing as I learn new ways to help these youth better. We've come up with a Tier 2 concept where youth who graduate through the first program, we can offer on a case-by-case basis a more advanced training where they actually go into the stores and now they're training with the managers and learning manager functions and actually helping teach and guide new employees. We've had a lot of soul-touching stories. One that always comes to mind is a youth who was homeless, foster care system, going from place to place, and just did not have a good support structure. We have a supply situation where we can help the youth with supplies. We can get them some clothes, we can get them some, bathroom essentials, anything along those lines. And I knew she was in need, so I took her back to the room and let her just shop. She said, I can have this? And I said, yes, you can have anything in this room, take what you need. And so she picked up a little backpack and started grabbing toiletries, toothpaste, a couple different shirts and pants, and she started crying. It really stood out to me that she didn't have anybody in her corner for the longest time. And I'm privileged to be in a position where I can be that support for these youth. To wrap this up, I'd really like to thank the Give Me Family Foundation for all their support over these last 2 years. It really has helped us expand this program in so many different ways and help us help so many more youth.